This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Cannabis crackdown. The province vows to intensify enforcement of illegal pot shops.
Doctor training. A new program to license internationally trained doctors is off to a slow start.
And why PEI blueberry growers may follow Nova Scotia's lead to try to get better pricing.
Temperatures tumbling tonight as a cold front ushers in a midwinter type air mass. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. The Nova Scotia government is urging police across the province to crack down on illegal cannabis stores.
As the CBC's Blair Rhodes reports, the Justice Minister says there are more than twice as many illegal stores as legal ones.
We're not targeting anyone. Like I said, there's illegal cannabis distributors across the province. We'll leave it to the police agencies across Nova Scotia. We have 11 different agencies providing police services. Each one of them will be required to work with this directive to make sure they enforce their own jurisdictions.
While Scott Armstrong says the government isn't targeting anyone, most of the 118 stores he says are illegal are in First Nations communities. However, his department didn't say how many of the outlets are outside Indigenous communities. By contrast, the Nova Scotia Liquor Corporation only operates 51 stores. The province's Chief Medical Officer of Health says the illegal stores pose a health and safety hazard.
Illegal cannabis can lead to poisoning or death. And no matter the source, high-potency cannabis products, particularly concentrates, pose a serious health risk of psychotic symptoms, anxiety, and dependence. Also, smoked or vape products have more health risks than other forms, such as edibles and oils.
At the same time as he announced the crackdown, Armstrong sent a letter to 13 First Nations chiefs asking for their cooperation and rejecting the idea that they be allowed to run their own independent cannabis retail network. Armstrong says they could have cannabis stores run by the NSLC in First Nations communities, with the profits from those stores staying in those communities. He also disputed the suggestion that the selling of cannabis is a treaty right.
Right now, the Cannabis Control Act in Nova Scotia is the law of the land. As the Minister of Justice and Attorney General, it's my job to make sure that laws are enforced, and those laws apply to everyone across the province.
Armstrong says he's not going to give specific instructions to police on how they should implement the crackdown, saying he'll leave that to their own investigations. But he says the status quo cannot remain unchanged. Blair Rhodes, CBC News, Halifax.
In a statement to CBC News just last hour, the Assembly of Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq Chiefs say the province's letter took them by surprise and that its contents are not a fair description of the process or the reality on reserves.
The statement goes on to say there are treaty rights involved here, and the Assembly of Nova Scotia Mi'kmaq Chiefs will be responding in more detail tomorrow.
Halifax's police board has laid out how the municipal force should overhaul its outdated use of force policy. It suggests a slew of new requirements on training and data and emphasizes that de-escalation is always the goal. The CBC's Hayley Ryan has that story.
Halifax's Police Oversight Board says the city's municipal force should update its use of force policy to emphasize de-escalation, bringing it in line with modern provincial standards. The policy hasn't changed in nearly 30 years, besides one addition on tasers 14 years ago.
A lot's changed over that time period. So we've had many significant events in our community.
Multiple reports have called for the policy to be updated, including the Mass Casualty Commission, the Police Defunding Report, and the Civilian Review of the Halifax 2021 encampment evictions. The Police Board passed a draft of their policy on Wednesday. It says the HRP policy must address technologies like drones and body cameras and require officers to interrupt and then report inappropriate force by colleagues.
The risk of physical and moral and psychological injury to both police and to the public is what we're trying to reduce here.
The focus on de-escalation contrasts with the current policy, which says in a majority of cases, some level of physical force is necessary. The public can weigh in on the board's draft until mid-January. Hayley Ryan, CBC News, Halifax.
Nova Scotia Power is bracing for a blast of winter weather this evening and into tomorrow. The utility activated its Emergency Operations Center at 6 o'clock this evening. It provides a central location to coordinate outage restoration and response. The NSP team will also work closely with Nova Scotia's Emergency Management Office. Because of the weather, Northumberland Ferries has cancelled all crossings between Nova Scotia and PEI tomorrow.
And speaking of the weather, here's Ryan Snoddon.
Yes, old man winter coming in pretty strong.
Yeah, coming in with some force for sure, with the winds that are going to be really, really gusty from the northwest. It's all behind this cold front, which is working into the region as we speak, dropping temperatures tonight. The flurries adding up to a couple of centimeters possible for most, a trace to a couple possible for most. 2 to 5 centimeters for northern areas and some heavier pockets towards the northeast in these onshore flurries, and even the risk for snow squalls into Friday and Ganesh, and especially Inverness and Victoria counties. And the strong winds continuing through Friday in Cape Breton, tapering off and becoming a little more westerly, but still a bite to that wind all day long. And the big reason, of course, are the temperatures. That is why it's going to feel so cold. Look at this Friday morning wind chill map. Widespread, minus 20 to minus 25. Up towards Amherst, it's going to feel closer to minus 30 on Friday morning. Cape Breton feeling anywhere from minus 19 to about minus 24 with the wind chill. So really, exposed skin can get frostbite in a hurry with these types of winds. Now, as we look at the forecast into the afternoon, easing somewhat, but still feeling well into the minus double digits and teens for most of the province throughout the afternoon and into the evening. Thankfully, those winds are easing, so that will give us some relief, and we will see the temperatures bumping up as we work our way into the weekend. But that relief is only brief, with yet another drop in the 7-day. We'll talk about that coming up.
Here we go. Okay, thanks, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank you.
The heads of the 4 colleges of physicians and surgeons in Atlantic Canada will meet later this month to discuss how to ensure a system that allows for doctor mobility among the 4 provinces, also has the necessary checks and balances for patient safety. The meeting stems from the case of Dr. Sanjeev Sirpal. Sirpal was licensed to work in New Brunswick, which cleared the way for him to also work in Nova Scotia. He is now facing sexual assault charges stemming from patient interactions in both provinces.
I have to be perfectly frank. This incident with Dr. Sirpal is deeply troubling. And we can't forget that at issue here is the safety of patients he cared for. And so we're going to critically lean into how we can ensure that this doesn't happen again.
Before Sirpal came to the Maritimes, his license to practice in Quebec was revoked after the regulator there determined he lied on his 2019 application for that province.
A new program for licensing internationally trained doctors in Nova Scotia has been slow to take off. But a senior government official says it is working and beginning to ramp up. The CBC's Taryn Grant explains.
In the last 10 months, a new clinic has assessed and licensed 5 international doctors. They're now taking their own patients in primary care.
Well, I think it is a success in our eyes because we are bringing more doctors into Nova Scotia, internationally trained.
The Physician Assessment Centre for Excellence, or PACE, replaces an old assessment model. It used to take 1.5 years to assess and license doctors. Now it takes just 12 weeks, and the province says it could assess up to 45 doctors a year, eventually.
We're growing, we're on track. One of the limiting factors is the new purpose-built space, but knowing that we needed to accelerate, we got more space, we got more physicians.
The program started in a small clinic in the Halifax shopping centre with just 2 physician assessors. This week, the program expanded into a second clinic with another 4 assessors. Officials say further expansions are in the works, and they expect the program to reach full capacity sometime in 2027.
Would love to see more in a situation where we need more doctors across the province, and I think it's a good discussion for us all to have as MLAs to see what we can do to help strengthen the program.
So the question is, can we recruit and retain physicians? So listen, every doctor who chooses Nova Scotia as a home, that's a benefit. That's a benefit for the province and the people of this province. Now let's keep them here.
PACE currently focuses on primary care, but this winter it will also start assessing doctors to work in hospitals. Taryn Grant, CBC News, Halifax.
The changing political tides in the U.S. are turning out to be a successful recruitment strategy for Nova Scotia Health. The health authority began targeted recruitment campaigns immediately after the presidential election. Those appear to be working. 2 new nurse practitioners at the Lunenburg County Primary Care Clinic say they left their American homes because their values did not align with the current administration.
Our family is a very other family. We have children, an Indigenous child who is Black and Indigenous. We have I'm married to a woman. We have children with pretty profound special needs. And we were feeling unsafe in the States with the current administration. So we looked at many different places and settled on Canada.
4 nurse practitioners from the United States have been hired since the summer. 5 more are in the hiring process.
The IWK Health Centre in Halifax has received a $2 million donation to expand women's health research.
$2 million really sets the foundation for us to really build and advance Women Plus health research here in the Maritimes. It gives dedicated funding and support for this in an environment where only 7% of national research funding has focused on women's health research.
The donation came from Margaret Olton, who used to work at the Grace Maternity Hospital, which merged with the IWK in 1996. Now, last month, the IWK Foundation called on the federal government to create a national chair to focus on women's health.
Worrying projections headline a report on the coming year's food prices. It predicts food will cost nearly $1,000 for more annually for the average Canadian family. The study comes from Dalhousie University's Agri-Food Analytics Lab. Meat will see the biggest jump, and a major culprit is climate change, with cattle herds shrinking in the face of droughts. But increases are expected for fruit and vegetables as well. Currently, advocates say household finances don't permit adequate food for a quarter of Canadians.
PEI wild blueberry growers are voting on a proposal that would create a new marketing board. That would mean mandatory levies, like here in Nova Scotia, and new powers to negotiate prices with processors. It's a revised version of a plan presented to the industry earlier this year to some backlash. Nancy Russell reports.
Wild blueberry growers on PEI have finished harvesting for this year, and now they have other business to take care of. More than 130 are eligible to vote on forming a new marketing board. It would have the power to negotiate a price with processors, something that doesn't happen now.
It is important to a lot of our growers because the ups and downs with the prices in the last 10 years have been a real challenge for a small business model. There's been a lot of issues with especially smaller firms trying to get by year to year when that price doesn't meet their cost of production.
Pino says not everyone likes the idea.
A change like this in the industry does pose some risk, but so does staying the same course.
This plan is a revised version of one presented earlier this year. Some growers expressed concerns at powers given to the new marketing board.
And the growers felt some of it was overreach. There were powers given to the board that would allow them to inspect growers' financial records, or they could seize vehicles and product. So we've taken some of those issues out of the marketing plan.
There will also be a levy collected from all growers. There is a levy of 0.8 cents per pound now, but it's not mandatory. It's something the wild blueberry industry in Nova Scotia has had for decades.
A levy is a really good tool to collectively bring a system in for growers to contribute to.
December 5th is the deadline to send in a ballot. A similar proposal 4 years ago did not get enough support.
In that one, there were still a lot of concerns with some of the things we took out this time. So things like some of the punitive issues that, we changed the language around or removed. So there were definitely concerns with that, I think, and we've done our best this time around to address those so that it works a little better for everybody.
The results of the vote will go to the PEI Natural Products Marketing Council. It will make a recommendation to government. If the plan is approved, the new PEI Wild Blueberry Marketing Board could be in place by mid-2026. Nancy Russell, CBC News, Cardigan.
Oh, someone has the Christmas decorations out.
Tis the season.
Ryan's up next with his full weather forecast.
This weather update is brought to you in part by Atlantic Lottery's iGames. Play hundreds of games on the Atlantic Lottery app or at alc.ca.
All right, somebody check the calendar because it feels like midwinter, and boy, we're only in early December.
I know. Yeah, it feels more like the end of January, but it's not going to last too long.
That's right. The weekend, a bit of a bump up, and then we fall off the cliff again. But that even looks like temporary. I mean, that'd be tough to sustain that type of cold, but it does look pretty chilly for the next 7 days overall. Have a look at our current temperatures, and we're starting to hit that freezing mark. Amherst, Parsboro, Greenwood, Kentville, Kedgie, all at the freezing mark, as well as Ingonish Beach. It's still 4, 5, even 6 degrees along the Atlantic coastline, but not for long, as we are going to be watching that northwest wind, which is now punching into and across the Fundy, the Bay of Fundy right now. Amherst is into a northwest wind. Yarmouth shortly, if not already, into that northwest wind, and you can see those winds are really starting to gust already at West Point, 76, and it is going to howl along the Digby Neck tonight, and coastal Yarmouth County and Shelburne County as well, also across Cape Breton. Note the wind chills. Yeah, it's not much of a factor right now. I'm feeling -4 in Amherst. That is just the beginning, as we can see with this front coming through and the shift to northwest winds. It's the showers that will mix to flurries behind the front as those temperatures drop, and that front will move through. And yes, welcome to winter indeed. We've all had a little taste, but this is like head first into the pool kind of stuff. And that pool is very, very cold as this area of high pressure moves in. Watch the temperature here, -18 Yellowknife, -27 in Churchill. Looking at those temperatures that are right down, -9 in Toronto right now, -14 in Ottawa, -15 in Quebec City. So this is the polar air that's pushing eastward and into the Maritimes. And tonight, our overnight lows will range from about -12 to -16 for most, a little milder in the Tri-County area, a little milder for Cape Breton, and the winds that are going to be howling, sustained near 40, gusting 50 to 60 kilometers per hour. Let's time it out and note that the flurry chances for everybody through this evening could see a trace to a couple of centimeters, but northern areas, as I'll show you the snowfall map in a moment, could pick up more towards the Annapolis Valley region and certainly into the northeast, and that is thanks to the snow squalls, which blowing in this northwest flow could start to really add up places like Antigonish County, even Pictou County, and certainly Cape Breton, Inverness, and Victoria counties in particular. As we look at the forecast into the afternoon, the mainland, lots of sunshine, but that onshore flow continues for you folks in Cape Breton throughout the day with onshore flurries and the risk for those snow squalls. And again, it's been a while, but with those snow squalls, like you're driving along, things are okay, and then boom, you hit this like wall of white, blowing snow, whiteout conditions, zero visibility. This is going to be the name of the game, and folks traveling in Inverness County and Victoria County tomorrow should definitely exercise extreme caution. Antigonish and Pictou County in the morning, that could be the case with those whiteout conditions. Look at those temperature highs, -4 to -7 with those northwest winds. Becoming westerly, 20 to 40 into the afternoon for the mainland. Northwest winds sustained near 50, and yes, still gusting 80 to 90 into the afternoon for Cape Breton. Those wind chills in the morning, as we mentioned earlier, talking -25 to 28 for many, -20 in through the southwest, and this is what it looks like into the afternoon, with the wind chill values still deep into the -teens. The winds, as we mentioned, Digby Neck already starting to howl. That's going to be the case overnight tonight in through the Tri-County area. Everybody gets into those gusts, 60 to 70 through overnight into Friday, and those winds will howl all day long for Cape Breton, while they will start to ease and becoming a little more westerly for the mainland. With those winds, there is a wind warning in effect for Cape Breton as well as Antigonish. This is our best chance of seeing those winds 90 to even 100 kilometers per hour, and a snow squall watch for Pictou, Antigonish, Inverness, and Victoria counties. And here, this is where we're talking about those persistent onshore bands of snow that could bring those whiteout conditions and those zero visibility conditions with, again, widespread kind of 2 to 5 centimeters here, but some pockets of 5 to 10. And this is where those snow squalls are going to roll in. 5 to 10, maybe 15 for Antigonish centimeters. And note the Inverness County area where we could see some pockets of 30 centimeters by Friday. I'm going way over on my time here. There's a quick look at Saturday. Things are quiet, and then we've got a warm-up coming for Sunday, and you can see chance for showers and flurries on Sunday. Temperatures really dropping off into next week again, Tom and Amy. So not one, but 2 shots here in the 7-day.
Okay.
2. All right.
Thanks
so much, Ryan.
Thank you.
With the holiday season fast approaching, the elves at the Tignish Seniors Home in PEI have been busy. Every year, they deck the halls of the residents.
But this year, they upped their decoration game and are inviting people to come take a tour. Have a look.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, o'er the fields we go, laughing all the way.
We're at the Tignish Seniors Home, and we're getting ready for our house tour. Michelle, who is our cook here, she had the idea in January She wanted to bring the house tour to the public just to bring some Christmas magic to them. Her goal and her mission was just to see people smile, to get out, to have fun, to be together. Christmas is a magical time for everybody, whether you're 2 or you're 102. Why don't we go for a tour? But first, I've got to get in this costume. So right now we are in our long-term wing, which we've transformed into the Polar Express.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Polar Express. Watch your step. The train leaves in 20 minutes.
So now we're in community care, and we're in Snowman Land, and we're going to pass on through into Elf Village. So all the money raised through admission is for the activities department, because we're a not-for-profit. So all the monies that we raise go right back into our seniors' home to provide different residents with outings and activities. This is the first time we've ever done such a thing. We usually decorate quite large for Christmas, but this is kind of astronomical compared to what we usually do. Now we're back at my home. We're in Gingerbread Land. They're really excited when they see all the things come out, and they can't believe that we've put something together of this magnitude. It's all around a wonderful thing to feel Christmas magic, because nobody wants to feel sad or lonely at Christmas. Thanks for stopping by for a sneak peek from all of us at the Tignish Seniors Home. Have a happy holiday.
Coming up, the members of the historic Mayflower Curling Club are taking a trip down memory lane after the club's longtime home was torn down.
This is all that remains of the former Mayflower Curling Club here in Halifax. Demolition started last week on the building, which has housed the club since 1962. I'm here with club members Mike Christie and Karen Skiffington. So you guys both have a lot of memories from this place. Mike, you're past president. Tell me about what this building meant to you.
Well, it was a place with so many good memories. I started junior curling here back when I was about 10 years old. My sister was here. I convinced all my buddies to come join. And then it was the place where we just spent all our Saturday mornings. So we spent as much time playing shuffleboard and pinball as we did curling, but the good curlers were be out there practicing all day Saturday, and it's produced so many great competitive curlers. So, but it's not just the competitions, it's the warmth, it's the socializing, it's the winners buying the losers a drink after the game. So I just feel so strongly about it. It was just a wonderful place to play and socialize.
Well, Karen, talk to me about the legacy of this building and the caliber of curlers that came out of here.
There certainly was a high caliber from junior right up through to ladies, men, seniors. The recent passing of Colleen Jones has brought back a lot more memories than in this past week. We also had the Briar champions, Mark Dacey out of here, mixed champions, and more recently our pedigree now is leaning towards juniors. So we definitely have some growth in the next generation coming. And the new site is giving us the advantage now of having that great ice, great facility. The old one was, getting a little hard to maintain and keep those great conditions. So having this new facility will really help improve on those skills.
Was it just the age of the building, or what else had to be done that just wasn't feasible?
The main part would have been the major upgrades that would have been needed to sustain the building long term. We were at life expectancy in our refrigeration plant, our floor, which would have cost millions of dollars to repair. So starting fresh out in the community of Timberley, it's been amazing. The support out there, Learn to Curl programs are overflowing. I have wait lists, so hopefully we can get you all out there. But it's amazing to see the change and bringing that community spirit back again, because there's fresh blood too.
Now, have you been on the new ice?
Oh yes, yeah, we opened on time, on budget, so our league started the first week of October. So we were all on the ice starting our regular leagues, and it's great. It was an ice maker's nightmare to be in an old club like this, because the pipes were all corroding. It was really hard to make good, consistent ice, but we're back now with great ice again. So it's wonderful that we can have that great ice for the recreational curler, but also for the competitive curler getting ready for those national championships, where Mayflower's back in all ways.
And Nova Scotia Curling Day is this Saturday. What's going to be happening?
So we have a walk-on ice program that our volunteers are designing. It's from 6 to 8 p.m. out at the new site in Timberley. And it gives people the opportunity to come in, try. Maybe it's your first rock you're going to throw. Maybe you just want to come in and see what's on the menu at the restaurant. But yeah, definitely lots of people around. You can try it. You can ask questions. Maybe sign up for that Learn to Curl. Or maybe you're booking your wedding or your 50th anniversary party.
What kind of interest have you seen in curling recently? Have you seen a bit of a growth?
Absolutely. I mean, I think what we see across the country is when the Olympic trials and the Olympics come, people get interested, because that's when you get the best viewership. There's always a lot of curling on TV, and a lot of people watch who don't play. It never ceases to amaze me. But yeah, in an Olympic year, you're going to get more interest anyway. But the club itself is sparking a lot of interest. I talked to a whole lot of people, and I'm sure Karen's talked even more, who used to curl and just thought, well, why not? Now it's in an accessible place. Timberley's not far from almost anywhere in HRM, so a lot of people are digging out those old curling shoes and getting back on the ice. So yeah, there's a ton of interest.
All right, well, thank you both for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming up, thousands of Syrian government records are leaked, documenting widespread torture and killing under the Assad regime.
And Gaza's health ministry says at least 5 people were killed in Israeli airstrikes on the Gaza Strip. Welcome back. The Liberal government faced pointed questions Thursday on day 3 of the Assembly of First Nations annual meeting.
The government's proposed oil pipeline project from Alberta to the West Coast is not getting much love there. And today, various ministers heard all about it. Olivia Stefanovich reports.
The government has made billions of dollars off.
Taken off the main agenda, the Natural Resources Minister tried to smooth over relations with First Nations on the sidelines.
This is about ongoing dialogue. This is about a time to come together and work together.
Tim Hodgson met for more than an hour with chiefs from British Columbia, including members of the coastal First Nations for the first time.
We expect to be respected with any plans for our area.
Who made it clear to the minister they don't want a new oil pipeline from Alberta to the West Coast.
It's quite simply, his engagement with coastal First Nations and First Nations in British Columbia is, if I was going to grade it, it's an F.
First Nations will be, and Indigenous peoples will be at the table.
Hodgson said there's a lot of what he called misinformation about the agreement Ottawa struck with Alberta prioritizing the potential project.
There is no pipeline today. What we've said is if a proponent comes forward and they have a route, because there is no route today, then there will be discussions, and then people have a right to say what they believe.
I think they're withholding information. I think they actually have more information about a prospective proponent.
First Nations say they left the meeting without feeling any reassurance.
What he didn't answer is that what will happen if some First Nations say yes, like Alberta First Nations, for instance, and BC First Nations say no, will you force the project on us? And he just sort of stepped around it and sort of said, well, that's a premature question.
So do you think you had to change your approach to First Nations?
We are not perfect. We are trying really hard. I'll be the first to say we are not perfect. We are engaging. We believe, and this government believes, that First Nations need to be a part of any projects that get done.
Hodgson committed to meeting with BC chiefs again in their communities. The Prime Minister is also arranging a visit with coastal First Nations. So far, no dates have been set. Olivia Stefanovich, CBC News, Ottawa.
Prime Minister Mark Carney will meet briefly with Donald Trump Friday on the sidelines of the FIFA World Cup draw in Washington. Word of the meeting comes as hearings are happening about whether to renew the Canada-US-Mexico Agreement, or CUSMA, trade deal as it's also known. Katie Nicholson has the details.
These hearings are playing out against a backdrop of the U.S. president floating the idea yesterday that the U.S. may walk away from CUSMA. A sentiment also echoed by his trade representative, Jamieson Greer, who suggested the U.S. could exit the deal. Of course, this is a deal Donald Trump brokered during his first administration. And the message so far from the largely American groups speaking at these hearings is that this deal is actually a good thing. Here's what Kevin Brady with the Coalition for North American Trade had to say about what might happen if CUSMA ceased to be.
I think it'd be an economic catastrophe for all three countries, including the United States, because of the relationship we have. It is the most consequential trade agreement on the planet.
We've also heard from some Canadians during these hearings about those comments. Goldie Hyder is with the Business Council of Canada.
It's possible, and it's also possible the Toronto Maple Leafs might win a Stanley Cup one year, but it doesn't mean it's going to happen anytime soon. I think it's classic negotiation tactics, and I think we should be careful to separate all the noise from where things are actually going. The fact that I'm here along with colleagues from Canada, US, and Mexico speaking to the review and renewal of the USMCA in a process that's commenced by them, by the government, for over 270 days tells me that they're very serious about the review and renewal.
Crucially today, the steel and automotive sector stakeholders weighed in. The Canadian steel industry, of course, hit by those Section 232 tariffs. Could those tariffs be a negotiating point? Here's what the U.S. Steel Manufacturers Association says about that.
We believe that the 232 tariffs are to protect the American steel industry, and so we would like to see those in place, but we do support a strong USMCA, and so part of this is going to be the negotiation.
American steel stakeholders added another thing to their CUSMA wish list, that Canada and Mexico bring their foreign steel trade practices in line with that of the U.S. Just one wish from one of many sectors testifying here today ahead of that big joint review of CUSMA in July. Katie Nicholson, CBC News, Washington.
Horrific new details are being revealed about the systematic torture and murder of Syrians by former President Bashar al-Assad's regime. It comes from Syrian intelligence records obtained by a German broadcaster. They were shared with the International Consortium of Investigative Journalists, which includes CBC News. Margaret Evans reports from London, but first a warning: this story contains disturbing images.
The brutal secrets of Bashar al-Assad's killing machine have long festered in the dark. Occasional glimpses smuggled out of prisons turned death camps. A year after the former Syrian president was forced from power, they're still being unearthed. The latest, a catalogue of deaths shared with a German broadcaster. Photos of more than 10,000 bodies, most too gruesome to show. We've blurred these images of some detainees in Assad's vast network of prisons. They originated with a Syrian military officer in charge of preserving evidence or withholding his identity for his security. How we typically photograph the body is we take 3 pictures, he's saying. A long image, a frontal image, and a bust. These are the legal parameters. That documentation now offers hope to at least some of the Syrians still hunting for news of more than 180,000 people the dictatorship is believed to have disappeared. This was Sednaya prison, just days after Assad fled Syria. We were there as people flocked to it and other prisons, hoping for a trace of someone they loved and taking in the reality of what they must have endured.
The case building process is extremely easy if you have the primary source materials, because everything was documented to the nth degree.
Canadian war crimes investigator Bill Wiley and his team have collected more than 1 million pages of evidence against Assad, smuggled out of Syria during the war and stored in a secret location for security reasons. He says the path to accountability is still a long one.
So keep in mind that 70,000 pages, or even the 1.3 million that we extracted from Syria during the war, is in fact singly and together a drop in the bucket compared to what's sitting unprocessed now in Syria.
Much of it is confirmation of what the world already knew about the Assad regime and its horrors. But it's also a reminder that there is still much more to be done. Margaret Evans, CBC News, London.
Hamas handed over the remains of a Thai agriculture worker, leaving just one more hostage to be returned to Israel as part of a ceasefire deal. But the deal did not stop Israeli airstrikes into Gaza on Thursday. And as Tom Perry explains, the country has also launched attacks into Lebanon.
We've seen new Israeli airstrikes against Hezbollah targets in southern Lebanon. Israel has been hitting Hezbollah there, despite there being a ceasefire in place now for more than a year. In Gaza, where there's also a ceasefire, we saw the Israeli forces hit a target in Han Yunis. They went after a tent city there, an area where people were living in makeshift shelters. We saw images of flames rising up from the camp, of men with buckets trying to douse the flames. We saw the injured being taken away in ambulances, and we saw funerals for the dead. Gaza's health ministry says at least 5 people were killed, including 2 children. Israel says it was targeting Hamas terrorists, and it says this strike was in response to what it calls a blatant violation of the ceasefire by Hamas, that being an attack against Israeli troops near Rafah. 5 Israeli soldiers were injured, one of them seriously. This, though, of course, not the first time that we've seen Israeli strikes despite the ceasefire. The Gaza Health Ministry says, in fact, more than 350 Palestinians have been killed. Since the ceasefire, 3 Israeli troops have been killed in that same period. Now, as this is going on, Israel said that the Rafah crossing between Gaza and Egypt would reopen in the coming days. Big caveat, though. Israel saying right now it's only going to be for people leaving Gaza to go to Egypt, not Palestinians in Egypt who want to go back home. We did speak to some Palestinians in Egypt just a few weeks back who had left the territory, left Gaza for medical treatment, to accompany relatives for medical treatment. They were wondering when they could go back. Right now, that's still uncertain. And so Egypt has said that under Donald Trump's peace plan, Rafah has to be both ways, that people can exit Gaza but also go back into Gaza. And so that's going to be an issue that Israel and Egypt are going to have to resolve. Tom Perry, CBC News, Jerusalem.
More than 6 years after a former Russian spy and his daughter were poisoned, a UK inquiry has concluded that Russian President Vladimir Putin was responsible for the nerve agent attack. The CBC's Chris Brown reports.
The findings of the British inquiry that concluded Russian assassins used Novichok nerve agent that ultimately killed an unsuspecting Don Sturgis is another reminder that long before his invasion of Ukraine, Vladimir Putin was already attacking Europe.
I've concluded that the operation to assassinate Sergei Skripal must have been authorized at the highest level, indeed by President Putin.
The movements of the Russian agents who in 2018 came to kill Skripal, a retired Russian double agent, were retraced from Moscow to Salisbury, England. Both Skripal and his visiting daughter Yulia touched a door handle smeared with the toxin and barely survived. Months later, Don Sturgis handled the discarded fake perfume bottle that contained the Novichok, and she was killed.
We can have Dawn back now. She's been public for 7 years. We can finally put her to peace.
Moral responsibility lies with Putin, and it's further evidence of the shocking and reckless, hostile activity on UK soil.
The Novichok attacks form part of a pattern of ongoing and escalating Russian hybrid warfare against Europe, including the suspected cutting of undersea cables, sabotaging railways, and allegedly using drones to shut down major European airports. Ukraine's president has repeatedly warned that Putin is preparing for much bigger attacks.
He will try to find weak places in Europe, in NATO countries. He will try to do it.
Russia's government has always denied it poisoned anybody, and there were more denials Thursday. Britain's response now, as in 2018, was to hit Russia's spy agency with sanctions, which the Kremlin says are meaningless. Chris Brown, CBC News, London.
As we mentioned, the 2026 FIFA World Cup draw is taking place Friday in Washington. Canada will learn its group stage opponents for the expanded 48-team event unfolding next summer in North America. There will be plenty of celebrities on hand to mark the occasion. The CBC's Jamie Strachan has more.
Early ball inside, promise David! After years of preparation and anticipation, a clear picture of Canada's World Cup journey is about to emerge.
Luck of the draw is just, hugely important in terms of setting teams up for success or failure at the World Cup.
3 countries. Alongside Mexico and the United States, Canada will host the 48-team tournament this summer. A draw held Friday in Washington will determine the groups and matchups for the opening round. Countries have been divided into 4 so-called pots, with the hosts and top-ranked sides in Pot 1. The remaining pots are based on world rankings. For Canada, a bad scenario could see them in a group with tough opponents like Croatia, Norway, and if they qualify, Italy. A much easier road for Canada would see games against lower-ranked nations, Austria, South Africa, and New Zealand.
The wonderful thing about the World Cup is you kind of get sort of pooled into a group against teams that you don't normally play, and against nations from continents that you don't normally play.
This will be Canada's 3rd World Cup appearance. In 2022, Canada was in a group of perennial powerhouses and lost all 3 games. Bob Lenarduzzi played on Canada's first World Cup side in 1986 and says no matter who Canada draws, home field will be a huge advantage.
Anytime you pull the red jersey on as a player, you feel, I'm getting goosebumps now as I'm saying, you feel a sense of pride. And the fact that you're playing in a World Cup in your backyard well, that pride is just going to go through the roof.
Canada will play its first game June 12th in Toronto. Fans like Azaz Sheikh, who has traveled to multiple World Cups, can't wait to see who they'll be up against.
I'm very, very excited. It's almost like a Christmas Eve kind of feeling. So we'll have the whole family together tomorrow. We'll have snacks. We'll be watching everything unfold.
He certainly won't be alone as the road to the most watched tournament in the world takes shape. Jamie Strachan, CBC News, Toronto.
This weather update is brought to you in part by Atlantic Lottery's iGames. Play hundreds of games on the Atlantic Lottery app or at alc.ca.
Yeah, I gotta pull the sweaters out, find my real good winter jacket.
The wake-up weather tomorrow is not going to be pleasant.
No, it's going to be tough to roll out of bed for sure and head out the door. Make sure the kids are bundled up and all their warm stuff for sure. And make sure you're bundled up as well before you head out the door. Have a look at our viewer picture of the day. Let's zoom in on Cape Breton and a beautiful shot here from Little Brador. How about this? Just a little bit of snow cover there from Rosemary Woods. And thanks so much to Rosemary. A bit more snow on the way for Little Brador and across Cape Breton, especially Inverness and Victoria counties, where we have a snow squall watch in effect. It's hard to see, just there's a bit of an outline there where that wind warning is also in place for Inverness, Victoria. Those are the two counties, both Inverness North and South, where that snow squall watch is in effect, and back towards the North Shore. There is where we will see the snow squalls rolling in overnight and throughout the day on Friday. Could see local amounts to 30 centimeters for Inverness, upwards of 15 possible for Antigonish, and a little trace for everybody coming in with this shot that is moving in overnight tonight into tomorrow. We'll calm down into the Saturday time period. I gotta show this one more time in case you're just joining us.
Chilling.
There's the wind chill value tomorrow morning and into the afternoon. Some relief, but still feeling very, very chilly indeed. Some more relief for the weekend and then back into the cold stuff early next week.
All right. Thanks, Ryan, such as it is. Well, the Christmas season is upon us, and glassblowers in Poland are continuing a long-standing tradition of spreading festive cheer.
So we are specialized in mouth-blown, hand-painted Christmas ornaments. This year will be our 30 years in business.
Silverado is a family-owned factory located in a town on the outskirts of Warsaw.
The artists take lumps of glass and then turn them into beautiful Christmas ornaments. The company has earned global recognition for its handmade ornaments, some of which have even adorned the White House Christmas tree.
Poland has developed a reputation of creating Christmas decorations using traditional styles and methods that they export around the world.
They are very good at it. That's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.